Am I in the shot?
Stand a little bit. I'll move the camera. Yeah, there you are. That's good.
Our cameraman evaporated, so.
Yeah. He's on auto.
Okay, welcome friends. Welcome to our video screening night for the China Environment and Sustainability in China study tour for 2015. We're really glad we could get such a great turnout and you could come and celebrate the achievements of our student participants tonight. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation as the traditional owners of the land that we gather upon this evening and pay our respects to their elders past and present. This tour that we've undertaken to China, which went for 10 days, but it was really the culmination of 6 months of work for everyone involved, is the first in an ongoing collaboration between the La Trobe University Department of Politics and Philosophy, CERES Global and La Trobe Asia. Funding for this project was provided by the Department of Foreign Affairs' New Colombo Plan, and we're thankful to them for providing the scholarship money to enable our students to go on this trip. Student participants were selected to take part on this tour on a competitive basis, so we received many applications to go on this tour for limited places. And the students that we selected were of a very high calibre, and we're delighted with the final lineup that we came up with. We really selected a great group. I've travelled with many groups in Northeast Asia and beyond over my journey, and this group was one of the best that I've travelled with, so kudos to everyone involved. The motivation for putting this tour together came from the recognition that China is facing some quite monumental environmental challenges. These environmental threats are now taking place at a time when significant social and economic forces are starting to reshape Chinese society. The governance of China is one of the biggest and most complex social engineering tasks that human societies have ever undertaken. Less well known in Australia, however, is that China is also a world leader in attempting to address environmental problems because of the size of the challenge that they face. China is a place where you see a lot of innovative political, economic and technological innovations to address environmental stress. So with that in mind, we structured the tour to help our tour participants learn more about these innovations from host organisations in the private sector, in the NGO sector, and also in academia. These are people and organisations working in the environment and sustainability sphere at the international, the domestic and the local levels. So the organisations we visited are doing some great work in China, and there's a lot there that we can learn from as sustainability practitioners here in Australia. We're also interested in establishing ongoing relationships and information exchange with our host organisations in China, and that's something that Walta from CERES Global is going to talk about a little bit more in a second. We're also conscious that our student participants are moving into careers in environment and sustainability and related fields. So the tour gave our student participants an opportunity to cultivate a network of professional contacts, both with people in our host organisations abroad, but also within the participants of the group. And I'm hoping that those are some contacts that will bear fruit in the long term. The movies that you're going to see tonight are the culmination of the work of the students over the last 6 months. This is their final accessible activity for the subject, which they're being credited for in participating in this program. I'm immensely proud of the students' intelligent, thoughtful and analytical approach to their experience in China. And what you're about to see tonight is a testament to their good work. So welcome again, and I hope you enjoy the movie presentations that we're going to show you this evening. Thank you.
Thanks, Ben. Am I in shot?
Yep.
Good. All right. Thanks, Ben, for that intro. Such a really good speaker. I like listening to Ben. So mine's going to be a little bit shorter than that, but I think the biggest message that I needed to get across was thanks to everybody who came on the trip. I think we did really well. So I'll reiterate what Ben said about being a great group, because we are. And we were a big group and we rocked it. So there was lots of getting stretched out along multiple blocks at a time and getting lost and working our way through meals and meetings and engagements and everything, but we did really well. It was an amazing group. So thanks you guys that came. And thanks Ben also for right from day one, talking about it, making it happen, doing what needed to be done to launch that first trip. And as the first group, just sort of stepping out, it was a massive culture clash. There's a language barrier, there were challenges, reading maps, all these things. So we did it as group number one, and what we've found and the places we've been to, the places we've engaged with and started a relationship we can build on or we can learn from, and there'll be another trip. And then we'll continue our relationship with China, and so you guys have kicked it off, so that's great. So yeah, and I think I encourage you all to build on your relationships and your knowledge and your experience with China. So keep inquiring, keep learning, keep sharing all the information about sustainability and pollution and all the things that we've already learned, so that we're just kind of maintaining that into the future. So this is the start of what will be a continued relationship with China. So good one. Let's watch some videos.
Okay, welcome back for the second half of our presentation evening. I hope you're enjoying the refreshments and the snacks that we've got for you. Just a quick one on the slide here. You'll see some pictures from a pre-departure briefing day we had at CERES Community Environment Park in Brunswick, where we looked at some of the innovations that they've got there related to food and to energy and aquaponics, and that was a great bonding day prior to our trip. So this is the kind of team building activities that we did to really foster the group dynamic, and that certainly paid off when we were in country. Now I'd like you to introduce our student representative for the evening, Maxine Catchlove, who's going to say a few words on behalf of the students.
Hi everyone, as Ben said, I'm Maxine, there's me. Maxine Catchlove. I'm a third year politics, philosophy and economics student, but have through the degree developed a massive interest in environmental issues and subjects, and obviously this trip was just the opportunity of a lifetime to have in your final year at university. Our group was made up of a lot of different faculties, 10 students from conservation, agricultural science, law, international relations, economics, and the PPE students, me and Lily as well. There were also 10 other members of the group that were professionals from areas such as agriculture, environmental policy, academia, and environment advocacy as well. So this, coupled with our age gap of 18 to around 65, I think it was, yeah? 63. So this definitely made us a total motley crew, a group of total randos, basically. But a motley crew with a really strong common interest in environment and sustainability. This isn't all that surprising, given the nature of environment sustainability issues being so global and so complex at the same time, especially for younger generations at uni. So before going to the trip, I did notice that whenever I'd tell a lot of my acquaintances that I was going to China to study environment and sustainability, it was usually met with a lot of cynicism. You know, people just being like, why on earth would you go to China to learn about environment sustainability? But of course, the most challenging place proves to be the most rewarding and the most interesting, of course, too. When you think of China, myself as a politics and economics student anyway, a few things come to mind. Ageing population, significant cultural change and upheaval, extreme economic growth that's now slowing dramatically as well, a rising middle class, urbanisation, manufacturing, factories and pollution. All of them pose huge challenges to environment sustainability. Over our 10 days in China, we were lucky enough to meet some really fascinating people that were taking these challenges on face to face. At JUICE, we met women who were educating Chinese government officials on sustainability issues, practices. We also met with a group of families, as you saw just recently in Morella's video, developing a permaculture farm for safe food and water for their children, and of course dirt to get their hands in. At Austrade, we learnt about how Australian companies were helping China achieve safe drinking water. We also met Kimberly at Sprout, who opened the only organic cafe in Shanghai and is now teaching Chinese kids about vegetables. We were able to collaborate with a group at Peking University investigating the science of GMO food. And of course, IPE, the Institute of Public Environment Affairs in Beijing, known to us, the group, as the app building gods. So these guys had managed to utilise government data to create a green supply chain from the bottom up, and was basically just a massive geek fest for us. So for us young hopefuls, working to make our mark on the monumental issues around environment, these experiences were invaluable. They will stay with us in our endeavours for a really, really long time. So on behalf of my fellow students, I'd like to thank La Trobe University and the New Colombo program, CERES Global and Ben Walta, and of course the decider himself who put the motley crew together, Ben Habib. Thank you, and well done everybody on the videos, they're awesome.
My only regret of this trip is not chucking that stupid stick off the wall.
Hands would have killed you.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. Alright, I've got a few thank yous to give. Now, there's a lot of people that made this trip happen, not just the people in the room now, but there's an extended supporting cast of people that helped out over the 6-month journey of making this happen. So I need to acknowledge them. First of all, we've got to thank the Money Masters. So thanks to the Department of Foreign Affairs and the New Colombo plan for giving us the money to make the scholarships available to the student group to make this happen. So without that seed money, this venture wouldn't get off the ground, and it wouldn't be something that we can keep doing in the future. So thank you to them. A big, enormous, huge thanks to Ben Walta and CERES Global. I handle everything here, but when it came to the hardcore logistics and making things happen in China, Ben was the man, and he put together something that was truly amazing. So thanks for that. And thanks also to Josephine Newman. Yeah, both of you were really fabulous on this trip, so thanks a lot. And also thank you to CERES Community Environment Park for making their facilities available to our briefing. If you haven't been to CERES in Brunswick, it's a real gem in Melbourne. You know, it's the hub of sustainability and new economy thinking in Australia, so get there if you can. It's a special place. Thanks to Nick Bisley and Diana Heatherich from La Trobe Asia. So big round of applause for them. Diana in particular has put a lot of effort into putting on this show tonight, which has been fabulous. The catering and the booze and the venue and all the invitations and making that happen. And also for publicising the program through its journey, including informing you guys about it, because you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Diana telling you about it in the first place. So thank you. Thank you to Kim Simensma and Wendy Martinek from the Trobe International, and also Maddie Kelsall from the College of Arts, Social Sciences and Commerce Admin, for helping us to navigate the bureaucratic jungle that's required to make something like this happen in the form of all the paperwork and getting approval from all the right people and navigating the bureaucracy. So without their really important input, again, we wouldn't be here celebrating what was such a great event. So thanks for that. A heartfelt thank you to our host organisations in China. I think you've got a good introduction to them tonight. So I'll just quickly rattle them off. The joint US-China collaboration on clean energy, or JUICE, in Shanghai. Sprout Lifestyle in Shanghai. Green Initiatives in Shanghai and its director Nitin Dani. The Hangzhou Permaculture Education and Research Centre. The Institute for Public and Environmental Affairs in Beijing. And the Beijing Food Sovereignty Alliance and GMO researcher Chenny Wang. So big round of applause for our Special thanks to our Chinese language gurus, Angela Fennell and Jingma, who did a magnificent job of helping us to navigate through Beijing and Shanghai. Their roles as interpreters, as intermediaries, as ad hoc organisers, flying on the seat of our pants, and much loved members of the group. You made a real great contribution, so thanks. Woo. Thank you to our elder statesmen, the dads, Ed Walta and Alan Newman, who have made wonderful travel companions, made themselves available to speak with everyone in the group, and were really solid contributors to helping make the group dynamic as special as it was. They were much loved members of the tour party, so thanks to the dads.
Time for the party.
Yeah. Alan dancing with his carbon fibre hips was something to behold. I hope I can do that when I'm rolling like that. Big applause to our other external tour participants, Virginia Mosk, Alex Hercombe and Jess Bollenhagen, for your wonderful work as the social glue of our group. The extraordinary cohesion of our tour party would not have been possible without you. Thanks also to Aaron Z and Nesta Beale for popping in to spend some time with us in Shanghai and Beijing respectively. So a round of applause. And finally, can the student participants please stand up?
This isn't a struggle session, is it?
Communist self-criticism, this will not be. Can I have a big, hearty round of applause for the stars of the show? Each and every one of you was a wonderful travel companion, thoughtful intellectual sparring partners, and caring cultivators of the group dynamic. You're the stars, and I'm looking forward to collaborating with all of you in the future as you continue your journey as sustainability and environmental practitioners. So well done. There was a lot of love, a lot of goodwill, a lot of intelligence, and a lot of courage and resilience in this group. Thank you personally to everyone I've mentioned above, everyone that was involved, for making this one of the most moving and special professional experiences that I've been involved in. Thank you for coming tonight and sharing this evening with us. And we're going to do this again next year, and I hope some of you are involved in that as well. Thanks a lot. Are we still on for drinks and booze, or is that packed up?
Packed up, sorry.
Okay, thanks for coming, guys. It's been really great to have everyone here, and yeah, I'll say thank you again. Well done.
Thanks, Ben!